everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, evening, wherever you are coming from. Feel free to let us know in the comments section down below. And hi, I'm so excited to have you with my Chaya's Cold Coffee Connection, where conversations stay unfiltered. And it's so funny. I literally said to V, let me top up my coffee, and I didn't realize it was off. So it actually is cold. And I don't have kids around to have that excuse for it being cold. So it must just be a mother thing. As soon as you become a mom, you don't get to enjoy your coffee.
Yeah.
So I have the lovely V here with me today, and she truly is the life of the party. As you know, I'm a digital business owner. I am in this amazing community of people, and a lot of the time we get to chat, go on Zooms together, and whenever she is there, everything lights up. We literally feed off of her energy, and I don't know if she's aware of that, but
Thank you.
see it when she goes to share her story. She might be a little bit tired because she already did an interview because she knows what this business can do for her, and she takes control of it. So once again, this is Chaya's Cold Coffee Connection, where conversations stay unfiltered. Basically, it just means, yes, we are business owners, but we are humans and moms and very imperfect. And I want to bring that back and really showcase that on my business page, because I'm so tired of scrolling social media and seeing all these unrealistic expectations. So this is how you can be a mom, or whatever your lifestyle is, while being a successful digital business owner. Okay, V, take it away. Can you share a little bit about yourself with our audience? Maybe what your life was like before the digital business, and then what actually caused you to look into this opportunity and start.
Yeah, for sure. So hi, my name is V. I'm a 31-year-old single mama, and I live in Ontario, Ottawa specifically, in Canada. And my life before this business, I used to work in the medical field, in the animal realm. I was a vet tech. And it was extremely stressful, especially after COVID. COVID was a nightmare. We were just, there was just an influx of puppies and kittens, and we just didn't have enough staff to accommodate. So there was a lot of working extra hours, working really long days, doing the work of like 3 to 4 people, just you alone. So, it did take a toll. And by the end of it, I was pretty burnt out. And so I no longer work there. So I technically...
Sorry, I was just gonna say, how did that lifestyle, in like that change in lifestyle with that intense need for more work and everything, how did that affect your family dynamics at home?
Yeah, so I barely got to see my daughter, unfortunately. She was staying with my mom a lot of the time because I was either working ridiculous hours, so I didn't have time to pick her up from school or see her after school. There were evenings that I was working, and by the time I would get home, she'd already be asleep. So it was difficult. It was really difficult. So after leaving, I actually, a couple months after, I found this business. And what really got me was the fact that my mentors were Canadian, which is really funny because I don't know why that is like a deciding factor for us.
It's important because, like, as Canadians, like, we fall for everything.
Yeah.
And so, like, especially with COVID, you saw like scams increase because everyone was online. They had nothing to do. Everyone needed to make money. And so it's like they were like doing this, like, come do this, and nothing was real. And so, like, I know what you mean, because my mentor and coach were also Canadian. And it's like, okay, something that's finally Canadian, because everything is the States. And it's like, well, I am in Canada, so how does taxes work? How does this work? So I totally know what you mean. But continue, go on.
Yeah, so that was basically my deciding factor for sure. For at least looking into the business, I was still totally skeptical, right? Even after watching the video. But where I really gained my, I guess, reassurance was during my coaching call. being able to actually see people face to face, like virtually, and ask them like the real questions that I really needed answers to, that was amazing. And I don't know if other companies do that, but that is a huge reason why I decided to plug in and start. So I started end of July, kind of beginning of August. So I haven't been in the business very long, but what I can say is for the few months that I've been in the business, it has been incredible. It's been amazing. The community is absolutely just amazing. They're just great. Like the amount of support that everybody gives each other is something that I've never experienced before. Everybody's rooting for each other. We're genuinely excited for each other when, you know, something big happens. And that to me, it means a lot.
I always put mute on because I'm so used to my kids being in the background, but they're not home right now. Yes, I totally know what you mean. Like, oh my God. So starting a business is one thing, whether it's like brick or mortar or online, whatever. Starting a business is a big thing to do. And right away, you feel like you're alone, whether you have support or not, whether you have skeptical people in your corner or not, you truly do feel like you're alone. So when you come into this and you get added to our community, you literally like are thrown into a family and you're like, oh, I don't really fit. And then within like 3 days, you're like, oh my God, this is where I need to be. Like, truly, I understand what you're saying because I've been in the business for a little bit longer than you. I've actually been pregnant twice through this business, currently pregnant right now, but I hit postpartum hard. Like postpartum depression was rough. And I didn't know how to talk about it, honestly, like with my family and stuff. And I think my saving grace was this business. I had so many mom friends from across Canada, even across the globe, and I was able to just like be real and vulnerable with them. And even if we didn't talk about business, even if we weren't connected financially in any way, which all of them that I talked to, we aren't, it was like, I'm seen, right? Yeah. And like, that is so important as a mom, like for anyone, but as a mom. And like, as soon as you become a mom, it is the best, most rewarding job you will ever have. However, you kind of put yourself to the side. You put your kids first. You put your family first. You put this first, and there's not much left over. And so when you join this community and you have that support, it's truly amazing and remarkable. Okay, so now that you're in the business, I would love to know, and this could be 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, maybe 50 years. What is one of your biggest bucket items, whether you think the business will help you achieve it or not? I just want to get a sense, like let everyone get a sense of who you are.
Honestly, my biggest goal is to buy a house. I'm sick of renting. And I want to be able to say, like, I'm a single mom and I bought a house by myself. Like, you know, I think that would be, like, it would just be an amazing moment for me. I would be so proud to show my daughter, like, you can do it. Like, you can do it on your own. And, you know, hopefully she'll want to join this business when she's older. But that's a huge goal for me.
Well, okay, so I totally get where you're at. And some people who already are established, like a little bit like, so I'm younger than you, but you said you're 31, right?
Yeah.
The world has changed for us.
Yes.
Buying a house is not as simple as it seems. So you're in Ontario, which is right. You're a ridiculous market over there. I'm on Vancouver Island, and my dream is to buy land and build a house, which is even a little bit more ridiculous. And just for people that like don't quite know our current marketplaces and stuff like that, land around here for only 5 acres is like anywhere from 1 to like 3 million, whether it has a house on it or not. So it's like, I totally get that. And when you said like maybe your daughter will join the business, yeah, maybe. However, I love who we've partnered with because like you can pass this legacy down. Like your kids don't have to like, oh, I need to start a business, this. No, you can give the legacy to them. And it's so amazing and really rewarding. Buy a house. That is such a bucket list item. I wish it wasn't, because so many people in the past have been able to do it, but times have changed, and thank God for businesses like this.
Yes.
Okay, so I have like a million questions, but I do not want to take up all your time and everyone else's time. So what advice could you give moms? And I want to specifically say single moms, because I am not a single mom. I have a spouse. He doesn't live with me. He lives in Vancouver, and I live on the island because he's away from work. So sometimes I feel like a single parent. However, I do have that person. So what advice do you have for single moms or moms in general when it comes to starting their own business? So it could be about fear. It could be about like whatever. Just what kind of advice do you have for moms starting or wanting to start?
So I mean, it's honestly been such a boost in my confidence, for sure. Becoming a mom in general, it's a very isolating experience. And so when you're a single mom, it's like tenfold. Like you are seriously alone. So starting this business has been an amazing way for me to connect with other people, other moms, and just build my confidence within myself. And you lose yourself when you're a mom. So for me, I just put all my focus into my kid and into working, and I kind of just lost myself along the way. And being able to work my own business and stay home and actually be present has been huge. It's been a huge boost to my confidence, for sure. I don't know if most people know this, but I'm also autistic, and I have ADHD.
I get the ADHD part.
Yeah. So for me, it's been really difficult to make friends, keep friends, and kind of have a tight circle, because I'm, I only communicate like certain ways with certain people, and so that is kind of isolating as well. So being a part of a community like this has been really liberating for me, and it's done a lot for my mental health. Because I'm able to reach out at literally any time, and somebody is always there. So it's not just a business community, like you said, it's a family. We are there for each other no matter what it is, whether it's a life issue or a business issue, even to celebrate like our wins. It's a really great community.
It is. We really uplift each other, and it's not about the community. It's about why you want to start a business, what you need to change in your life, and then you go for it. The community is just a huge bonus that you need, but never realized you needed. So I really want to get into some fun with you. However, with that being said, do you have any specific, like very specific struggles, and maybe how you navigate them? And I don't mean to put you on the spot, but being a single mom who is autistic with ADHD, my kids have ADHD and my spouse has ADHD, and I have to learn how to manage that. But how do you manage motherhood, business with that? I think it's a superpower personally, but other people can say something different.
I was just recently diagnosed like this past summer. So being a late diagnosed person, especially in my 30s, it's been a huge change for me. Definitely therapy has helped a lot.
Good.
So
awesome.
That has for sure helped guide me through all of the what? I didn't know that was part of it.
You're probably relearning who you are and giving yourself more leeway, like understanding who you are and not judging your own character and stuff, right?
Yeah, definitely giving myself grace for the things that I always thought were, weird. But that's helped a lot tremendously. And being able to be home where I feel safe, and not in an environment where I feel like I'm being judged, or where I'm overstimulated or overwhelmed. That's really helped as well.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. I feel like so many people, they have a reason to start the business, and then 10 real, true reasons float to the surface when they become a business owner. They didn't realize they needed it for family support, for confidence, for this. Like, it's truly amazing, because once you decide to make this change, like shift into becoming a business owner, and you can keep your career and do the business on the side. Like, I absolutely love the flexibility. It is not, you have to do so many hours. It is what works for you, apply yourself. The more you apply yourself, the better the results. However, it works for anyone, and that's what I really love. And it really does work for anyone. Like, I have 3 kids, 5, 3, 1, pregnant with my 4th, and they're with me almost 24/7. I have my mom here helping me, and every Thursday she takes them for 2.5 hours to the forest, and I get a little bit of focused business time. That's when I try to do these, so there's less interruptions.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that it fits into my schedule. Like, to have 2.5 hours uninterrupted once a week. Otherwise, I do it around my kids. My kids help me. My kids crawl on my lap. My kids say hi on videos. Like, it really evolves around your lifestyle. And so that's what's so intriguing and great. So I'm just interested. I love to know people more than results. So with everything you've shared, does it change the way you parent your daughter, or maybe your perspective and the way you view her between the business, your diagnosis, therapy, like overall the last few months since starting this new journey?
It's definitely put more things into perspective for me. I've definitely changed in my goals and what I want for her out of life. So yeah, definitely. But it's also given me more time to focus on myself, and then, focus on her when she's not in school, when I do have her. So yeah, it's only been positive for me. So definitely, it's changed, but in a positive way.
That's awesome. That makes me so excited. Okay, let's get to some fun, because I've already taken up 17 minutes of your time plus some. Okay, so it can be as ridiculous as you want, or as personal as you want, or as business related, or completely different. I would love to know, and I know our audience wants to know a little bit more about you, and I want to be able to guess. And if you would like to guess before she shares her answer, go ahead and pop it in the comments. And by the way, at any point, whoever's page you're watching this on, if this is intriguing to you, just DM us, comment more information, and we will give you access to a no-cost webinar. It's an info session, and that's like the building blocks. That's the first step to getting some information about our digital business. And then you just have to take the next step and start earning. It sounds simple, and it is. Obviously, you have to apply yourself. It's a legitimate business. You have to work hard, but it's quite simple. You just start. So feel free to ask us about that. But anyways, ready?
Yeah.
What are 2 truths about you and 1 lie? And then we can guess.
Okay, so okay, I have never traveled outside of Canada.
Okay.
My favorite snack is ice cream, and I can fit into children's shoes.
Oh God. I feel like the fitting into children's shoes is too ridiculous to be true, but at the same time, too ridiculous to not be put in there as a truth. Oh gosh. Okay, anyone watching, what do you think the lie is? Thank you, by the way, for sharing all your business knowledge and experience. So, you have to pick the lie. There's ice cream favorite snack, haven't traveled outside of Canada, and you can fit into children's shoes. I'm going to say haven't traveled outside of Canada.
That's it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What's the farthest you've ever been within Canada then, if you're in Ontario?
Honestly, I think it's like Ontario, Gatineau.
You haven't left the province? I mean, You haven't left the province. That's intriguing. I didn't mean to be so surprised. Canada's big though. If you're not in
Yeah.
Canada and you've never been to Canada and you're watching this, we are huge. By the time, like, you could probably drive through like 5 different European countries and for the same distance and time as being in the same province in Canada.
Yeah. Oh my God, there are so many places that I want to visit, like just within Canada, that is another goal of mine to be
Wow.
able
If
to
you
just
want
travel
to visit,
and
you
yeah,
can
and
come
take
see
my
the
daughter
island.
places and show her like this is our world.
Canada is so diverse. It's really beautiful. And
Yeah.
hey, with this business, as you build it, that can definitely become a reality. Like
Oh
for
yeah.
us, like I wanted, we're from Alberta, and we wanted like a more adventurous mountain ocean lifestyle. So we came to the island, and we absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we're like, oh, we should go back because it's more affordable. But then it's like, oh, we have this lifestyle because like
Yeah.
so we're paying 2 places for rent because Desmond's not with me. So just a rent together, not including utilities, is $5,000.
Yeah.
And then you have groceries, and our gas went down. It's 174 right now,
Hmm.
but it's like that's down.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's quite pricey, but like with the business, as you grow it and the fact that it's scalable, like if you think
Yeah.
about your job, you put in hours, you get paid, or you have a salary, so it's
Hmm.
maxed. You might get a $2 raise once a year, twice a year, but then once again, it's maxed at a certain point.
Yeah.
Trying to move up the corporate ladder takes like 20, 30 years compared to this business. What I've seen people do in 1 to 5 years
Yeah.
is like more than what you could do moving up the corporate ladder in 20 or 30 years. And then think
Yeah.
of your age difference. Like you right now.
Absolutely.
Imagine if you are making like double or triple of what you were doing as a veterinarian, and within 3 or 5 years. Like, what would that give your family? So that's
Right.
like, it's so amazing. So I'm gonna end it right away. However, I'm really intrigued because I've traveled a little bit. So if you could pick one place in Canada and one place outside of Canada to take you and your daughter for like a month, where would it
Okay.
be and what would you want to explore?
Vancouver for sure.
Like the city?
Actually, before I had her, I was planning on moving to Salt Spring Island.
Okay.
So that's probably where I would go with her. If we were going outside of Canada, definitely Europe.
Where
Somewhere
in
in
Europe?
Europe for sure. I would probably go to like Italy and then like travel around Europe.
It's so easy with Europe because like
Yeah.
everything's close. I haven't been
Yes.
to Italy. That's like, so me and Desmond, my spouse, we said Italy is going to be our family travel because we can just eat food.
Right. Yeah.
Just eat food and our kids will be happy.
Yes.
And then like our next, like we went to Mexico. He wants to go back to Mexico because he's like learning Spanish and everything. But I'm like, there's more to the world. He's never been out of the country until I took him when I was like 4 weeks pregnant, like this year. And he fell in love other than the heat. Like it was so funny. The first day he's like, we go back to the room after supper and he puts his jeans on. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, well, it's nighttime. It's going to get cold. I'm like, no, it's
No.
not. He complained for 3 hours at the little party event we went to with the kids. He's like, it's so hot. And I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
Mexico. But so Greece would be like our couple vacation, at least I'd like to say.
Yeah.
And actually Egypt, we're not nerds, but we're really interested in everything that we don't know, like
Mm-hmm.
conspiracy theories and stuff like that.
Yes.
So like we'd
Yeah.
probably get lost and never come back if we went to Egypt. But Italy is definitely on my bucket list. So for Europe, I've been to Germany, France, Holland, Netherlands, and Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was, and I loved all those places. I did not go long enough. So with this business, I plan on like taking a long time
Yeah.
sometime in the future with the kids. And
Yeah.
if you truly want to, so you shared so much and now I'm talking your ear off. Like, this is what I do best. I'm sorry. I just talk. I get excited. So you said your bucket list was buy a house. I said mine was buy some land and build a house. I also have this really unique bucket list item that some people think is straight up crazy and other people are like, oh yeah, that's cool. Me and my spouse, he's a carpenter. We want to buy a bus, like a short
Mm-hmm.
bus, like a short yellow bus, and turn it into a house and travel all over North America, like Canada and the States. And I actually, like, my son's 5, he started kindergarten, and we actually just recently started homeschooling, and he's been so happy since we've made that shift.
Yeah.
He's a very busy kid. Like, okay, so you have ADHD. He has ADHD. I bet he loved to sit still in those desks growing up. Yeah. So it's definitely like we still haven't figured out our routine and quite how to go about it, but he's so much happier. So it's awesome. But I mean,
that's all that matters, right?
Yeah. And looking at my other 2, I think the second one, Mason, my 3-year-old, I think she needs to be homeschooled the most out of all my kids. My mom, every day, she's like, she's only going to know the principal office. And I'm like, yes, I know. But so yeah, the flexibility the business gives you, I absolutely love it, because people, I find as you age every year, your dreams become more of dreams. They aren't goals. They're not realistic. They're just, oh, that'd be so cool. Like, think about it, but that's never going to happen. Exactly. But like when I started this business, it was like light bulb. All my dreams were right there and they became goals. So I cannot wait for you to buy your house, to show your daughter that as a woman and independently, you can do whatever you want. You just need to find the right system, be determined, show up, and work hard. And you're doing all of that. So it's all going to fall in place for you, V. I know it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So any last words after I talked your ear off for almost half an hour?
Just thank you for having me. And I love the impromptu interviews. They're great. And yeah, I mean, if I were to give advice to literally anybody, it would be just start the business. Just do it. We're all skeptical. We're all very iffy about it. But the fact that it's a taxable business, it's a global business, it's literally the #1 digital business in the world.
It is.
That says a lot. So for sure, definitely check it out.
Here's the thing. So like you watching right now, if you're watching and you're like, oh, that's kind of intriguing, I'm not 100% happy with where my life is at, or I could always use a little extra cash, or I want to switch up my entire lifestyle and I want to take control of the way I make money, and you're skeptical, then you'll always feel that way. You will never be able to take control, to lead the life you want to live if you don't take action. V said
have to take the risk for sure.
And it isn't a risk.
It's not.
It's not. We have a no-cost workshop, info session, whatever you want to call it. You check it out. It gives you the beginning part. So don't expect to have all the answers right there. It gives you a little bit of insight of what this business has done for others around the world, how it could maybe change the way you're living your life. And then most importantly, it gives you the next step. You have to take action, and then you can get access to our pre-coaching videos. You can watch them, book a call with your coach, and then start your digital business. Because really, if you're unhappy with where you're at, you either sit there and be unhappy until you're 80 years old, and then you look back on your life that's full of regrets, or you take action. If it's not for you, then it's not for you, but you will never know unless you try. So.
Right.
Exactly. Okay, V. It's oh my God. I need to learn to not talk. I should have the questions and just tape them on the screen and be like, this question, next one, so I don't talk. Okay. Thank you so much for having me. And I hope everyone on your page enjoys this interview and gets to know you a little bit better. I know I sure did. And I cannot wait to see how this business grows for you, how you cross off that bucket list item.
Yeah.
There's so much more. It's going to be amazing. Okay. Take care. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.